It's Citrix Managers Week, so we'll be all over it, of course, on High Heat. AJ, it's a pleasure. Welcome back. How you doing, okay?
Thanks, Mad Dog. I'm doing well. Happy holidays to you and your family. Obviously incredible to be back in the manager's chair and looking forward to some good times in Detroit.
What did you do last year with the suspension? Did you stay away from the sport? Did you watch every night? Did you hang out with the family thinking that, you had a free summer, so to speak, and you may not have those again? How did you spend your days once the season began in July?
Well, I watched every night. I mean, I'm a baseball through and through. I watched a ton of games. I got to see a lot of teams that I don't normally get to see. I did hang out with my family quite a bit. Had some good conversations with them. Also, some hard conversations. I have two teenage daughters, and their dad's sitting at home on the couch watching baseball because of, the activities that went on in 2017. So, I had a lot of reflection. I took it very seriously. I hated being on the couch, but I wanted to stay connected to the sport, watch other managers, watch other teams, watch some players. And you kind of don't know what you miss till it's gone type thing. When you're away from the sport, man, I missed it. And I'm very fortunate to be back.
Did you think in July that you would manage in 2021? Did you feel confident that you'd get back in the game this quickly, or did you think this was going to take a little longer?
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I think it's a very fair question because you never know what opportunities are going to be out there and if those opportunities are going to come your way. I mean, obviously, I got a call quickly after the suspension and the World Series was over, and I could hop on a plane and head to Detroit and had a couple days of meetings and end up being the manager there. But very fortunate that the Tigers, made the decision to get to know me a little bit better, made the decision to dig a little bit on my past, both good and bad. And then ultimately we came to an agreement to be partners in this. And I need to own my part in my past. I will handle that situation for the rest of my career. It's not the Tigers' problem. It's my problem. And ultimately I need to separate the learning lessons from my past and the excitement heading into a new challenge, a new group of guys, new group of coaches in Detroit.
Oh, I'm glad you got this chance, and I'm sure part of you was kind of rooting for the Dodgers to put 2017 behind everybody, and once they won a championship, we could all move on. Now, you may not admit that, but I bet you a little part of you said, you know what, let Dave Roberts win a title. What's your take on that?
Yeah, they deserve to be champions. They were the best team in baseball, and obviously Dave Roberts has been a terrific leader. Andrew Friedman's put together a powerhouse. I have a lot of friends over there. My bench coach, George Lombard, came from the Dodgers. He will join me in Detroit. So obviously an organization that deserved to taste that winning, and they proved it year after year that they were elite.
All right, now, this Tiger team, made some progress last year. Got some pitching. It's a great market. You got the great old player in Cabrera, so that will be a little tricky. Sometimes managing the great Hall of Famer near the end is, that's what Whitey Herzog used to say, sometimes it's not always easy. But this team, Avila knows what he's doing. I would think probably not next year, but down the road, things look a little brighter there in Detroit. Give me some thoughts on that as far as the ball club is concerned.
Yeah, well, we're very interested in winning in Detroit. We've worked really hard and they've worked really hard before I got here to build a foundation for what we feel like is going to be successful for the next decade. And that it centers around some young pitching, some young position player prospects. Obviously a couple breakthrough candidates that played well, Willie Castro, Candelario last year. Those guys have played very, very well. And then ultimately, I think we need to change the mindset about winning. And I've experienced that in 2015 when the rebuild was underway in Houston. Obviously, we had a tremendous run of success. The same thing can apply here. It might be different names, different people, different timeline. We've got to figure out how to be opportunistic in the market and add talent to this young group, but not forget that the basis of our winning in the next 10 years is going to be around this group of prospects, this group of players that have gotten to the big leagues. We're going to add to it this year in the draft, have another high draft pick. But the mindset of winning every day is up to me to establish at the major league level. And there's not a game that we can't win when we put our guys out on the field.
I was just thinking about this. It seems like about 20 years ago, but You were very much in a very tricky spot in Game 7 against Washington. Greinke's pitching a perfect game, and they got Cole sitting there, and you got Will Harris, who's been lights out throughout this postseason. I mean, and obviously it didn't work out right. Everybody wants to say, geez, how do you take Greinke out? Other people say you got Cole in there, you got to let him pitch 3 innings. I'm sure you've thought a lot about that, AJ, and there's no easy answer. What's your thoughts on Game 7 against the Nets?
Yeah, no, I mean, I watched it this year, and I reached out to Kevin Cash with his tough decision that he had in that game in Game 6. So ultimately, I regret the result. Obviously, I wish we could go back and redo it. I don't get to do that in the manager's chair. You got to make the decision that you feel like is the best interest of your team. But that decision will stick with me forever because some work out, some don't. I do trust my process, and I did trust my decision making, but. They don't give you a lot of do-overs in this job, Mad Dog. You don't get to kind of see the result and then go backwards and say, man, I should have done something different. But when it doesn't work out, it sticks with you for a while. The Nationals deserve to be the World Series champion that year. They beat us in Game 7. Proud of our players, how we showed up in Houston when I was there. But that feeling, that accomplishment, that getting to 2 Game 7s in a couple different years and winning some pennants, that's the feeling we want to bring to Detroit and the Ilitch family and Al, who stuck their neck out to build this team that we have.
That's a classy act, too, calling Kevin Cash, reaching out to him. I give you a lot of credit for that after the Snell scenario. All right, how about the year now? Last thing. How about it's a little, we don't know what the story is. It's a little spotty. Who knows on spring training? Who knows on opening day? Who knows on the rules? We don't even know you DH or it's well, you got to have the DH in the American League.
I got the DH. Yeah, I'm good with the DH. That's right. That's right. His name's going to be Miguel Cabrera. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. But you got the 7 innings and the 10th inning, everything else. Little upheaval right now. How are you going to approach this in these next couple of months? Let me hear.
Well, I think we're going to find out over the next few weeks to month what Major League Baseball is going to do and the Player Association and things like that. We want fans back in the stands. I mean, there's nothing better than walking into ballparks and having that buzz and that feeling. We need fans in this sport. And the players missed it. I know the managers I've spoken to, they've missed it. All the coaches I've talked to. We don't know what's going to happen. Is it real spring training, normal spring training, broken spring training? I think we're going to find out over the next, couple weeks to month to whenever pitchers start getting ramped up. So hopefully this virus gets under control. The vaccine's out there to be taken in time, and we can get back to normalcy and feel that normal vibe in the summer of what baseball brings so many families around the country.
Great to have you back, AJ. I'm sure we'll check in. Keep in touch. Happy holidays. Thanks for a few minutes.
Thanks,
here.
Mad Dog.